You know what everybody making a best tools for creators video is doing? They're being paid to recommend half of them. The links are affiliate links, the picks are whoever pays the most, and you end up subscribed to 9 things you don't need. So I'm tearing all of it down. Here's the honest version. I'm gonna show you the tools I actually run to make content as a faceless creator with a full plate. The ones that are genuinely worth paying for, the ones where the free version is all you need, and then the ones everybody is hyping over but that I would skip entirely. If I've got an affiliate link, I'll say so out loud. So I promise you now, I'm not putting a link on anything I tell you to skip. By the end, you'll know what to spend on, what to get for free, and what to ignore so you can build your stack for a fraction of what these videos usually push for. Now, here's how I'm sorting these, so it's not just my opinion. 4 questions for every tool. Does it save you real time or real money enough to justify what it costs? Is the paid version actually better, or is the free one fine until you're bigger? Would I still use it if nobody paid me to mention it? And the one question that almost no tools video asks, how long until it's actually usable for someone with maybe an hour a day? That last one matters more than any feature list. A powerful tool with a 2-week learning curve or more isn't powerful for a busy parent with a full-time job. It's basically shelfware. Time to learn is a real cost, people, and most tool videos pretend it's free. So guess what? I'm counting it. And while we're being honest about hidden costs, time to learn is just the first one. There are 3 more these videos never mention. Lock in. A lot of tools only give you the good price if you pay a full year upfront, so a cheap monthly number is really a few $100 bet you're making before you've tested it. Credit limits. Some tools charge by how much you actually use, which means the price quietly climbs exactly as you get more productive. They punish the batch creators who need them most. And the free tier trap. Some free plans legally can't be used on a monetized channel without crediting the company, which is useless for a real business. Keep those 4 costs in your head: the learning curve, the lock-in, the usage creep, and the monetization strings, because they decide the real price, not the number on the pricing page. Before I rate a single tool, let me show you how they actually fit together, because the magic isn't in any one app, it's the chain. Here's exactly how one video on this channel gets made from start to finish. It starts with a rough idea, and I take that to ChatGPT's free tier to brainstorm angles and rough out a structure. It's fast and good at getting me unstuck. Then I hand that skeleton to 𝐾𝐿 to write the actual first draft of the script, because that holds a longer, more careful line of thinking, and it matches my voice better once I guide it. I edit that draft myself because a raw AI script sounds like a raw AI script. Then for the thumbnail, I have ChatGPT write me an image prompt, and I paste that into Google Gemini's free tier for consistent images across a set. Canva Pro is where that image becomes the finished thumbnail, and vidIQ runs alongside the whole thing. It checks the keyword and the title for me before I commit to anything. Notice what that means for your wallet. Most of that chain is free. The paid pieces are doing the heavy lifting, and the free pieces fill the gaps. Each one is used for the one thing it's actually best at. You want the right tool for each job, not one expensive tool that pretends to do everything. Now, let's rate them. Let's start with the short list of things I actually pay for and would pay for again and again. It's short because most tools don't earn this bucket. First, the pro version of 𝐾𝐿. I use it to brainstorm content ideas, help draft my video scripts, and research large amounts of information from across the internet. I still double check sources, and always have and will always do, but it cuts my research time by more than half. The paid tier is worth it if you batch produce a lot of content, you want to connect other apps to it, or you want to run complex or deep research tasks, or you wanted to remember your projects between sessions. I pay about 24 Canadian a month on the annual plan. And honestly, if you're still learning how to use AI at all, stay on the free version until you're bumping into its limits. Don't pay for power you're not using yet. Second, the pro version of Canva. I use it to design my thumbnails and my digital products. You know, templates, guides, that kind of thing. There are a few things you just can't get on the free version, like the background remover, for example. And Pro gives you a lot more templates, images, and graphics. It costs me about 19 Canadian a month. But if you're not planning to create your own products, the free version is genuinely enough to start. Don't upgrade until you have a reason to. Third, the pro version of vidIQ. I use it for keyword research, title scoring, brainstorming video ideas, tags, basically everything YouTube strategy related. The free plan is limited, and if you want to lean on it for all of your research the way I do, then Pro is better. It only costs me around 7 Canadian a month, and that's a deal I got when I signed up. So it can be worth it even for a beginner. You can absolutely start on the free version. You'll just feel the ceiling very quickly, especially when you hit the daily limits. I'll drop my affiliate link below if you want to give it a try. Now, the bucket that saves you the most money. These are tools where the free version is genuinely all a beginner needs, and upgrading early just burns cash. ChatGPT on a free tier. I find it great for brainstorming ideas and structuring content. Then I feed what it gives me into Claude to write first drafts. I also use it to generate image prompts that I then paste into Google Gemini for my thumbnails. There's no need to pay for it if you're not using one AI exclusively for everything you do. I like combining different AI models because each has its own strength, and the free tiers cover a lot when you use them together. Google Gemini. I use it to generate images for my thumbnails. I don't use it for writing. I find it weaker on content copy, so I keep it in its lane. Where it genuinely shines is image consistency, which is exactly what you want across a set of thumbnails. Free covers what I need here, so I'm sticking to it for now. And one more free one that quietly does a ton of work, Audacity. It's a free software you download to record and clean up audio. And for a faceless channel, your voice is the whole show. I record my voiceover straight into it. It's not fancy and it doesn't need to be. Clean audio matters way more than fancy audio. The paid voice tools get all the hype, but a free recorder and a cheap mic covers the actual job. I'll come back to why that beat the paid option for me in a minute. Now, here's a category I want to be really straight about, because most tool videos would either shill these or trash them, and neither is honest. The big, powerful video editors, the pro-grade ones, everyone recommends. Here's the truth. I don't use them, and it's not because they don't work. They absolutely do. They're powerful, and people make incredible things with them. It's that I'm a parent with a full-time job, and the time to actually learn one of these isn't time I have right now. That's not a knock on the tool. It's my reality, and it might be yours too. So if you've got the time and enough interest to learn a full editor, genuinely go for it. They're worth it for the right person. But if you're time-starved like me, don't let anyone guilt you into buying a tool you'll never have time to master. What I do instead is I hired a part-time editor who only focuses on video production. I'm only human, and since I do my own scripts, voiceovers, thumbnails, and everything else that comes with running a channel, that was a sacrifice that made sense for my situation. Not everyone has the budget for that, and I completely understand. It's a choice, not a requirement. Plenty of people start by learning a simple free editor like CapCut, and they're doing it themselves. The point is, match the tool and the workload to the life you actually live. And the bucket every other tool's video leaves out because they're paid not to. Stuff that's hyped everywhere that I genuinely skip, at least for now. First, TubeMagic. It promises to be an all-in-one YouTube AI suite. It writes your scripts, titles, descriptions, tags, video ideas, even makes your thumbnails. And to be fair, it's a real capable tool. A lot of creators like it. Here's why it didn't survive in my workflow. Two things. One, the price. And remember that lock-in cost I mentioned? It's about $41 a month, but it's billed yearly. So that's essentially a $500 a year commitment with no free trial to test it first. Two, and this is the real one. Look under the hood, and TubeMagic runs on Claude and GPT, the exact same AI models I already pay for directly. So for a lot of what it does, scripts, titles, ideas, I'd be paying a premium for a nicer wrapper around tools I already have. If you're just starting and you already have Claude or ChatGPT open, you can do most of this yourself for far less. That's why I skip it. Second, 11 Labs. I used to rely on it for all my voiceovers. I cloned my own voice and generated every VO that way, and the quality is genuinely excellent. So why is it in the skip bucket? The credit limit. And this is that usage creep cost in action. 11 Labs charges by characters of audio, and for someone who batch creates content, you burn through an allowance fast. The free tier is tiny and doesn't even include commercial rights, and the paid tiers jump quickly once you're producing real volume. It gets expensive super fast. So here's what I do instead, and it costs me almost nothing. I use a microphone plugged into Audacity. Okay, it did cost me a $25 one-time investment to buy the microphone, obviously, but then Audacity is free and I record my own voice directly, which literally takes me 10 minutes. It's genuinely user-friendly and it gets the job done. For a faceless channel producing a lot of content, recording real audio into free software is way better than paying Ryzen credit bills for synthetic voice. If you'd rather not use your own voice at all, 11 Labs free tier is fine to test with. Just know you can't monetize what you make on the free plan without their attribution. So let's assemble the honest stack. To run a faceless content system start to finish, your AI engine, Claude paid around $24 a month with free ChatGPT and free Gemini filling in the gaps. Canva Pro at $19 if you're making your own products, free if you're not. vidIQ at around $7 for the YouTube research, and a microphone into free Audacity for voice. That's it. Call it roughly 50 Canadian a month, all in if you pay for everything, and less than half that if you're early and stick to the free tiers. That's the stack, the real one, not the sponsored one. If the honest version was useful for you, then subscribe. I do this with every tool and method in this space, including telling you what's not worth it and what I just don't have time for. If I've got affiliate links for the tools I genuinely recommend, they're below. I may earn something at no cost to you, and nothing I told you to skip is linked. That's the deal here. And if you want help putting your own stack together and building a system it powers, I go deeper with people doing this alongside me in my community. The link is below if that's for you. Next up, I'm getting into why so much content goes absolutely nowhere and a simple system that fixes it. Because honestly, picking the right tools is the easy part. Making content that actually leads somewhere is where most people quietly fall apart. That one's coming next. I'll see you there.